Well, we have many incredible teachers in our lives. I've shared on this YouTube account so many of the teachers that have inspired me to make great changes, and I wanted to share my mom. I want to talk about my mom today because she really has had a huge influence on my life, and she's in her 80s, she's adorable, and she's still teaching me to this very day. Hi, I'm David Essel. Before I start talking about my mom, I want to tell you that my relationship with my mom has not always been great. Growing up, when I hit my, probably around 6, 7 years old, my mom would probably say 1 year old. But when I hit like 6, 7 years old, I know I became quite a handful. And that didn't change until my 20s. And then even, I remember we had a very tough experience in my 30s where I was estranged from both my mom and my dad. I think it was for about a year that we didn't communicate, we didn't talk. So I'm going to start this off by saying life has not always been easy for myself and my mom, our relationship, but I am going to tell you that she's an amazing woman and she's taught me great things. I think it's important when we look at who's helped us in life not to judge where we are today. My relationship with my mom happens to be great today. I love you, Mom. But it doesn't mean that if it wasn't, I still wouldn't feel this way. And sometimes we look at our relationship with our mother or father and we think of the abuse, or we think of the neglect, or we think of the abandonment, and that's all we think about. And there's many other things that many moms and dads give us that we have a tendency to shut down on. But one of the most amazing things that my mom offered me was the respect and love of nature, especially animals. My mom is such an animal freak, and she gifted me that. I have loved animals ever since I was a little kid, and she was the one that really allowed me to love animals, and she showed me how to love animals. And watching her interact with nature and feeding birds and squirrels and all these different animals in our backyard, no matter where we lived, even if it wasn't an animal-rich zone, when we moved in, it was. They'd just come and find it because my mom taught me that. We had all kinds of pets growing up, birds and hamsters and dogs and fish and, oh my gosh, everything you can imagine, and that was because of my mom. She taught me an immense amount about the love and respect of animals, and to this day I have just this outrageous love and respect for animals, and it's because of my mother. The other thing that I wanted to share with my mom was she's really helped me from an organizational point of view. Ever since I was a little kid, she would put out my clothes the night before to go to school the next day. In the morning, there was never like craziness. The lunches were made the night before. Everything was very organized, and some people might say I've taken that to the extreme as an adult, but I love you, Mom, for what you taught me in regards to that organization, and I do the same thing today. It doesn't matter if the next day I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. There, I throw them on, and I'm not neat. I'm not going to say I'm neat, but I'm not as neat as my mom by any means. But like the night before, I still make my lunches. I still get my water, my gym clothes. I do everything the night before, so when I get up in the morning, there's no stress. So these are just a couple of the things I wanted to share with our audiences about the love that parents have for us and what they teach us, even if things aren't always that great. And I've learned immensely from my mom, and I wanted her to know that, and I wanted the world to know that. Okay, love you, Mom.